Hello everybody, ChrisofGames here and welcome to the channel. So today I am going to retire the former nation of Von Julia and create a new nation in NationStates. NationStates is a nation simulation game. Create a nation according to your political ideals and care for its people or deliberately oppress them. It's up to you. So this is a nation simulation game where you answer issues and roleplay. So let's go ahead and create a new nation. All right. So we're going to start with this right here. We get to choose what kind of nation we are. As you can see to the right, there are bars where it shows how free my nation is. And if we click different ideologies, we'll have different bars that come up. So since I am starting a new nation, we're just going to go ahead and choose centrist. And then we're going to have to answer some questions. So this will help determine what our nation looks like, some of its demographics. All of this will be visible in charts and information that you can look at later on your own time, because you can actually search up the nation we create and, take a tour of it yourself. So question 1, a country should be judged by how it treats its worst off citizens. I agree to that. Question 2, corporations are good for society. I agree. Question 3, marijuana should be legal. Agree. Question 4, the world needs to rediscover its spirituality. I am going to agree. Question 5, young people should perform a year's compulsory military service, meaning it's mandatory. I disagree to that. Question 6, capitalism is on the way out. Disagree. Question 7, without democracy, a country has nothing. I sort of agree. And then question 8, it's better to deter criminals than rehabilitate them. I disagree to that. All right, so like I said, all of these information that pops up will affect some information that I will show you later on. All right, so now we move on to history. So how did I come across this nation? Let's see, so we'll go through each one. Violent segregationists clamored for the right to secede from unrepresented majority using petitions, speeches, letter campaigns, and automatic weapons. Oh boy. Recently discovered undiscovered tribe. Live contentedly in self-contained universe until discovery that actual universe larger than 10 by 12 miles. Next, we have sackers and salvagers. Simple-minded barbarians met advanced scholarly empire. Barbarians sacked empire for shiny things. Like-minded isolationists. Disparate peoples drawn together by common urge to escape homeland, oppression, debts, and outstanding warrants. Wouldn't we all like to be that right now? Plucky, malnourished pioneers, brave, decreasingly well-financed explorers traveled across the globe in search of virgin lands. Upon finding them, declined to notify homeland. Ethnic cleansing refugees fled bloodthirsty regime bent on extermination and now shaken and stirred. Diplomatic homeland wranglers made persuasive case for world superpower to annex territory on their behalf. Civil bloodbath survivors, slightly stunned remnants of nation-shattering internal conflict over issues which remain unclear. And finally, long-suffering but still optimistic pilgrims departed godless homeland to found new spiritual paradise on Earth, some decades lost after following wild-eyed man into desert. All right, so out of all of these, I think this one speaks to me the most. Brave, decreasingly well-financed explorers travel across the globe in search of virgin lands. Upon finding them, declined to notify homeland. So what I did is I went to the US government. I was like, hey, can I have some money to find new land for the US? And they said, sure, we'll give you some money. Take this money that we got from taxes. And I was like, okay, got the money, got on a ship, boat by foot, traveled across the globe, throughout the universe, and then I found some land. And I was like, okay, I can settle here, create my own nation, but you know what? I am going to wait a little bit before I tell the US government about it. So that is what we're going to pick as our history. So let's move on. So this part of the questionnaire is where we create our nation, come up with the details, name, flag, currency, national animal, and motto, and all that stuff. So I'm going to fill it in and I will get back to you. 2 hours later. All right, so I filled out the information. So let's go over it. So the name of this new nation that I am founding is going to be called Christorico, because obviously I have to name the nation for myself because I'm that kind of person. And the classification for our nation is going to be a democratic republic because those words sound very good for a democratic country that I am creating. Our currency is going to be the dollar, and the national animal is going to be the dog. Not a specified dog, it can be any dog. And then finally, our motto is going to be equality, prosperity, purpose, and unity. So with that, let's go ahead and create my new nation. All right, so here is the NationStates page when you create your nation. First off, you will be sent a lot of telegrams telling you to join regions. To change that, you go into either preferences or settings. We can block some messages. I'm going to go ahead and allow some for now, unless it gets annoying. So the next thing I would do is go to settings and go right here into the demonym. So basically what you call your citizens. And as you can see, it gives you examples of how it is said. So I'm a proud Christoricoan. We're not Christoricoans. We're going to be Christorican. I'm a proud Christorican. And then this one as well. I'm proud to be Christorican. There we go. Here comes the Costa Ricans. There we go. Also, I didn't mention before, but there are preset flags that we can choose from, like this, like this, or like this. I just chose a random one, the first one, and then in another video I am going to create the flag of Christorico. All right, and then we can also, if you make your own flag or have a flag like that, you can add ripple effect like so, or don't have a ripple effect. So we're still in settings. Another thing I like to do is I like to show more stats. Basically, when answering an issue, display before and after values in recent trends as well as percentages. This is for those people that like to look at data. If you like to look at data, turn this show more stats on. There is a trading card system. If you click this, you're not going to be part of that, which is fine. And then the theme, I usually like to change the theme to dark, and when we update, boom, looks so much better to me. And we go to our home page right here, looking good. So the info at the beginning of this video, it is going to affect this tab, the people, good pie chart, right? It's going to affect this tab, government, what we spend, economy, and then rank, trend, and this is where you have your cards. Every time you answer an issue, you can probably get a pack. You might get a pack of cards that you can open, trade, and all that stuff. You can also go to the market to see if you want any cards. You see something, you see a cool card, cool nation, and you want a card, you go here and try to, ask or bid to try and get the card. So going back here, we went through this. There's also policies, as you can see right here. We have capitalism and cannabis. And then this is a role-playing simulation game. So to roleplay, we can either go to the forums, or we can also make fact books. Your fact book is the place to describe your own nation. You may write official accounts of historical events, describe your nation's culture and people, explain its policy, and more. Anything published to your fact book is viewable by other nations. Your fact book is currently empty. So we have a fact book, and then within the fact book, we also have dispatches, which are like fact books, but fact books have a limited amount of fact books that you can create because they just show up here. Dispatches, there will be another tab that pops up next to fact books right here. All right, so right now our civil rights is good, our economy is good, political freedom is excellent. Currently have a population of 5 million, and let me go ahead and read this whole thing. The Democratic Republic of Christorico is a fledgling environmentally stunning nation notable for its burgeoning dog population. The hard-working democratic population of 5 million Costa Ricans have some civil rights but not too many, enjoy the freedom to spend their money however they like to a point, and take part in free and open elections, although not too often. The medium-sized government juggles the competing demands of welfare, education, and law and order. The average income tax rate is 21.9%. The Costa Rican economy, worth $234 billion a year, is fairly diversified and led by the wood chip export industry, with major contributions from retail, tourism, and uranium mining. Average income is $46,992 and evenly distributed, with the richest citizens earning only 4.2 times as much as the poorest. Crime is relatively low thanks to a capable police force and progressive social policies in education and welfare. Costa Rico's national animal is the dog, which frolics freely in the nation's many lush forests. And as you can see here, we are ranked with the world, and we're also ranked through the region. Regions are places where you can talk to other people. We're currently in the South Pacific, but I'm going to go ahead and change that. So right here, we're part of this region, basically like a region, its own, I guess, governing body. But I'm going to leave. So if you go to the page of the region, scroll down, there's a place where it says tired of life in said region. You just click that. And we're gonna go to the East Pacific. You can search it up here. Click. We can, oh, by the way, we can also create our own region as well, but I'm not gonna do that. So we're gonna go ahead and move Christorico to the East Pacific. And success, Christorico is now located in the East Pacific. There we go. So we're part of this region now. So with that, I am going to make my first fact book. It's basically going to be just a little overview of Christorico and its government. So I will be right back. Thousands of years later. So here is my first fact book. So these things you can create. This is the role-playing aspect of NationStates. So let's go over it. Motto. Our motto right here in Christorico is equality, prosperity, purpose, and unity, or shortened to EPU. Our capital, in honor of our former nation of Von Julia, we have named the capital Von Julia. Next up, we go into government. We have 3 branches. First off, we have the Supreme Branch. That is where I am. I am the Supreme Emperor King, and during these NationStates videos, you will call me as such. Next up, we have the Crown Speaker. who is basically my speaker when I don't want to speak. And then we also have the Supreme Council, which the Crown Speaker is a part of. Next up, we have the legislative branch. It is a little different than what we have here in the US. First off, we only have one body of government, and that is the Senate. And then we have 2 senators per city state. We do not have states, provinces, all that. We are broken up into city states. And then the Senate Majority Leader is known as the Chancellor. Moving on, we also have a President and Vice President along with a Presidential Cabinet. They basically act like a part US government, part parliamentary government. So just mix that all together. But obviously the Supreme Emperor King has the final say. But usually things are handled by the President, Vice President, and Senate. But the Supreme Emperor King will put his foot down when he needs to. And then the last branch of the government is the judicial branch. We have 1 Chief Justice and 8 other justices. Currency-wise, obviously known as the dollar. National colors is blue and orange. Obviously our national animal is the dog, and the measurement system in my country is the metric system. So some of these information you can actually find in settings. If you look right here, capital city, leader, national religion, these will be unlocked as your nation reaches a certain citizen milestone. When you first create your nation, you have 5 million population. But as time passes, that population will grow and grow and grow, and you'll hit these milestones and they will be unlocked. In nation states, population usually just keeps growing and growing and growing. Some of the choices you make really don't impact the population at all. And speaking of the information, so the choices we make, like this or like this, and then the issues as well that we will answer and resolve. Since this is a role-playing game, we don't need to listen to what happens. We can just think of it up in our head. The creativity in this game is all up in my head. So we can follow the stats that NationStates gives us, or we don't need to. It's all very flexible. So with the fact book done, we also have banners. So obviously banners are stuff that pops up and it's like a banner, just like on Facebook. To unlock more banners, we can answer issues, do certain things, unlock certain things like unlocking, making a dispatch, making a fact book, and all that stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and answer some issues. All right, so our first issue is budget time. Accountants excited. So this is how issues are formatted. We have an issue to deal with, and then we have choices. So for this issue, it's time for the government to allocate spending for the coming year, and as always, special interest groups are keen to have their say. So the debate. The first one, the state of the education system is in many areas simply frightful, says teachers union leader Sue-Ann Kumar, and even where we are doing well, we could do better. I appeal to the authorities for a substantial boost in funding. Remember, the children are our future. Choice number 2. We won't have a future unless we improve police numbers and rebuild the military, says General Beth Ross. Oh, it's all well and good to have your fancy education and your nice cars until some tin pot dictatorship decides to invade. And don't pretend like there aren't any of them in our region. Our number 1 priority has to be security. choice 3, education is nice, but health and social welfare are more important, says celebrity social worker Gelu Adams. This is where the people who really need government help are, the marginalized of our society. If we don't help them, what kind of nation are we? And then the fourth choice, hey, I've got a crazy idea, says noted libertarian birdwatcher Leah Franklin. How about the government stops taking so much tax from people? Give us a tax cut and we'll buy the things we need ourselves. People need to be weaned off the government teat. So a lot of interesting choices. But since I am the supreme emperor king, my choice is relatively law. Unless the people say otherwise. Though I can veto the people as well. It's a crazy balance that you probably will not understand. So, where should our funding go? I know we have a good... crime is pretty low in my nation. After reading the overview of my nation on the front page. So I don't think we need to allocate the money to the police or the military. Choices 1 or 3 are the two choices I'm thinking of. Choice 1 is funding the education system. Choice 3 is funding the health and social welfare of my nation. I mean, I think our education system is good coming off of the front page of my nation. So let's allocate the spending to health and social welfare stuff. So once you choose an issue, this will come up, the talking points, and then recent headlines. So the talking point is a well-funded social safety net protects the unfortunate. Good. And then recent headlines, it'll show you some headlines from the choice that you made. I'll read some, but you can also pause the video to read it yourself. Government a true role model, parents say. Government bigger, better, official says. Tourism industry braces for influx. And then right here, this is the stats and the information that I was talking about, where we could view more. If we viewed less, it will just have just a little bit, maybe 2 or 5 of these stats. But since we wanted to view more, here it is. Look at that. So if you want to see these sweet stats of my nation, go ahead and pause the video right here. And then we'll also look at this as well. We can see what this issue affected by clicking this and quickly skimming to see what the choice had an impact on. All right, moving on. Our second issue, Nazi sympathizers plan a rally. Here's the issue. Far right-wing Nazi supporters plan to stage a rally in the city center tomorrow, giving voice to their violent racist views. So we have two choices. pretty easy, right? Frankly, I'm appalled that the government can even consider allowing this travesty to go ahead, says prominent Jewish personality Heather Bergman. We can't let these animals broadcast their message of hate. Surely Christorico is too civilized for that. And here's choice 2. It's exactly because we're civilized that we must let the demonstration proceed, says free speech campaigner Marcus Gutierrez. We might not like what they have to say, but in this society, people have the right to argue whatever political view they want, no matter how hateful, selfish, or stupid it is. Well, they make both good points, but we gotta make sure that the sympathy does not grow because we don't like Nazis. Racist views will not grow in Christorico, so I'm gonna choose choice 1. So it is illegal to make their racist remarks in public. As you can see, we have a reclassification of one of our stats. Christorico's political freedoms fell from excellent to very good. So answering issues, those bars that we saw in the beginning can go up or down. All right, so here is some recent headlines. Citizens welcome firm leadership. Thank you. Conservative groups toast rising morality. And then I'm no hero, says heroic Christorican. And then here are some stats. And then here are the stats that were affected by my choice. Alright, so after answering issues, we might have some trading cards to open. So we'll go right here in cards and see if we have any. No, we do not. So it is, chance if we get packs to open, maybe in the next video when we answer more issues. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, hit that like button, subscribe for more awesome content, and I'll see you in the next video. Supreme Emperor King out.